Good afternoon. I'm Lloyd Princeton with iMatch Designers, and I am with my very good friend Greg Moser, an international real estate agent. Greg, I know you are a residential expert, and you are based here in Los Angeles. But one of the things that's intrigued me about you is your effort to market internationally and how you have developed your practice about that. So I'd like you to take some time to talk with me and our viewers about that, and let's also bring it into the real granular level of buying and selling real estate in today's crazy LA market.
Well, that's great, Lloyd. And you're right. I do specialize mainly in the residential market, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Hollywood Hills. But the international market has been taking up a lot more of my time. It's really has really grown. I would say in the last 5 years by 3 or 4 times as much. So I probably am committing about a good 25% of my time just with the international market right now.
So does that mean you're getting 25% of your transactions that are taking place here in Los Angeles from international buyers? Or are you actually referring out business? Give it a little snapshot of what that means.
I will tell you, it's both. But I would say 90% of the business is international buyers coming here to LA. The LA market in the last couple of years, we've had some lowering of prices, and some of our European markets and Asian markets have been even more volatile as far as the economy, and now they're really looking at the LA market. So it's really primarily buyers, although we are marketing some international properties as well.
Interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the luxury real estate agent has changed a lot in terms of how you market and brand yourself. And I ask that because there was a time when in my opinion, it was the agency name before anything, and now it seems to be a switch. There's the agent's name or a team's name within the umbrella of an agency. And I know in your case, you're Greg Moser to me. I don't even know I know your agency. What is your umbrella organization?
My umbrella organization is Rodeo Realty in Beverly Hills. But actually, we have an international division, and we have 12 offices and 1,000 agents. But you're correct. The market has changed in that it's really all about the agent. I mean, the umbrella company is there to help service, marketing and paperwork and legalities and things like that. But it really comes down to the agent right now in this market.
So what do you do? Well, that's great. So what do you, Greg, provide that is different than what many of the other agents might be providing?
I would say that probably the main difference, and we're going to share a lot of similarities as well. My concept is that there are agents that have the format where they do have a large team of assistants. I choose not to do that. I'm pretty much a one-man shop. I'm pretty limited in the listings that I select to represent. There is a concept that some agents will want to represent 20 or 30 listings at a time. I pretty much keep it that I would say the maximum listings at a time will always be less than 10. Usually averages about 7 or 8, just so there's enough that I can handle myself, basically. Do you have a minimum price point for a listing? I don't.
Okay.
I will tell you that most of them are probably over $2 million, but for me, it's all about quality. So it doesn't matter what the price is. If I have a great condo that happens to be $500,000 or $600,000, and I think it's a great quality, I'm fine representing that as well.
Got it. And so the clients are getting your individual attention. So that means you obviously put in a lot of long hours, and you're working very hard. Have those hours gone up or down in today's market? Give me a snapshot of buying today in LA.
Those hours have definitely gone up.
Okay.
I will tell you, in the year 2010, my hours were probably a little slower. 2010 was our hardest year. 2011, things were improving. 2012 has really shot off the marks. I mean, it's probably the busiest holiday January period that we've had in the last 5 or 6 years.
So does that mean deals closed or deals gone into escrow, or a combination?
Combination of both.
Okay.
And buyers just coming here. I mean,
excellent.
Just this week, I would tell you we probably had 4 out-of-town buyers, and every week for the next 3 or 4 weeks, we've got out-of-town buyers lined up.
I've been reading that the East Coast in particular has really benefited from an influx of cash from Brazil. Are we seeing that here in the West Coast?
We are just starting to see that. Really, Brazilian buyers right now first came to Miami, than New York. But we've got a $50 million buyer that's coming in about 2 weeks from Brazil. So we're starting to get Brazil. We're getting a lot of the Chinese market right now. What's a little bit more unique is that the Chinese market has developed a little bit in that it used to be primarily, we had areas such as Pasadena, San Marino, Diamond Bar, Irvine. Now there's I would say the children of these families are now moving into the more sophisticated markets of Manhattan, Pacific Heights in San Francisco, Beverly Hills, Bel Air on the west side.
I had heard, that's great to hear, but I had heard that it can be difficult to move money out of China. Is that, is that ever, like, does the liquidity of a client, is that something that you ever have to deal with as a real estate agent, or does it become your problem at some point?
Well, it can become my problem. The financial part is not technically my problem, but you're correct. Sometimes it's difficult to get some of these monies out. So what happens is that I'm not a money broker, but we will use money brokers. Either somebody out of the UK, Australia has been a good, I've got some good brokers in Australia where the Chinese have some good connections. So the money will go through an Australian broker and then it comes to us.
Greg, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what kind of relationship do you experience and I guess on a day-to-day basis with the interior design and architecture community? Because I know they're designing and building the stuff that you're ultimately selling, but I want to hear what kind of interaction you have on a daily basis.
Well, I think it's a pretty intimate relationship, actually. It's usually a very critical part of the transaction, and it's probably even more important after the buyer moves into the property, because the interior designers are what's really going to have that buyer make that property feel like a home to them.
Okay, so then, and obviously, I know that's where stagers are really being called in more often than not now. And I represent the interior design and architecture community. Oftentimes I'm at a higher level where they're doing complete packages. But I know it's not atypical now for staging companies to come in and stage either a room or an entire home to really help the property sell faster. Have you experienced that in your own transactions?
Definitely. I would say probably on about over half of my transactions involve a stager at different levels. We'll have, vacant properties, the stager's going to stage the whole property. We'll have some properties that just need a little bit of tweaking, and we'll do a partial staging on the property. But staging is a really important process. So
do you think it's a fair statement to say then that a home that has been well done, oftentimes by a design professional, is something that is easier to sell and certainly shows better when on market?
100%. It certainly shows better. A lot of buyers have difficulty imagining what a property is going to look like without the furniture in it. So it gives the buyer that understanding of what the property can offer. Okay. And at the same time, it makes the house feel like a home.
So do you think it's also a fair statement then to say that a home that has been well designed and obviously lived in potentially can fetch more money when it comes time to sell it?
100%. I would tell you that the average staging price on a property ranges anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, and I typically see that the seller will get that money back either 100%, sometimes even 150 to 200%.
Excellent. Well, and obviously I don't necessarily give a plug for the stagers, but overall, why not when you're doing your home, hire an interior designer to do it properly so you can enjoy it while you're living there, and then hopefully not have to pay a stager at the end because you did it right the first time.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay, Greg, thank you very much.